own audience as well.
No, no, seriously, I'm sorry about leaning up into the camera, folks, but I want to see this artwork. That's beautiful.
No, it wasn't completely scrolled to the top. So I'm gonna free scroll, and yeah,
That
it's
is
done.
gorgeous.
So there's a couple of coloring mistakes that I can fix from here, and my colorist just looked over, or I haven't told her about. And like this little thing here, I already fixed that, in post. But yeah, we're done. Finally, this took way longer than it should have, and that is entirely my own fault.
So that's issue 7.
That's right. So this is the last one that we crowdfunded, and it's just on the proofread stage where I'm just fixing the last things because it's already been proofread. Um, Coloring took much longer than it was supposed to as well, and so
Well, most things take longer than they're supposed to, except for Oshtar.
that never takes long enough.
Agreed. Uh, but, senility does take its toll after a while. Um,
No, I finished the pages
Good
late
God,
last year.
that's gorgeous.
Oh yeah, that tree took ages. Let me see if I can zoom in further.
And you're going to have to redo this in animation?
Oh no, no. Well, maybe. Entirely depends on. There we go.
I mean, good Lord, this is the amount of detail is incredible. I love it.
So this is all done in A2 paper, which means that it is 17 by 22, just about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
So
it's a two-page spread, or is that vertical?
that's vertical. So every
Oh
single
wow,
page,
it's going to have to be reduced.
yeah. So every single page is inked traditionally, like people are used to from me. But because my colorist or my writer was like, "Yeah, I can do 8 panels in a page," and I'm like, "That's cool and all, but I want to be able to." Actually, let me be slow enough for people to read along. Um, if I want to put in the same amount of quality that people are expecting from me, I'm gonna have to draw bigger, and I will never do so again. But it was
Um,
fun.
no, and I like the right now where you're at scrolling down the irregularly shaped panels.
Also, Oxton and Toiven.
Yeah. Well, if you ever need a southern redneck voice, I've worked for free. Um,
The answer is maybe. Um,
I
I'm
can't
gonna finish the
imagine.
pilot
I
first.
I can't imagine how that would fit in with the script. But
Hey,
you,
hey, wait a minute. If you've ever seen the animated series Romeo or Nomeo and Juliet about the
I've heard
long,
about that.
okay, um, Dolly Parton did the voice of one of the gnomes. Okay,
Oh, that is awesome.
which was hilarious. If you haven't seen that movie, I highly recommend watching it. It's
no, no, and this frame in particular, with
Hmm.
the two irregular shaped panels on the left hand side. It's that is just. I don't want to say it's pushing barriers because it has been done in classic comic books before because everything has been. But that's just good way to tell a visually oriented story and draw the eye across from left to right up to down and then back again. It
So,
yeah. I think that may be one of the problems that I have had with um manga,
mhm.
because not only is it back to front according to people who were European descended, uh, it's not quite as visually structured.
Well, um, so if you look at older mangas, and we're talking 50s, 60s, 70s, you're going to see this format a lot more. And this is very classic. This is very much the absolute classic idea of what a comic page looks like. Um, and if I pull up a really old one, you got your comic strips from the newspaper and you put them all
Hmm.
below each other. You got strips after one another. Um, this is already deviating from it, only mildly, because I like this style. It's a very easy way to read. Um, but for example, if these three panels were flipped around, so these two were here, and then the big one over here, this would not work. Your your mind would never read the bottom panel if it were here.
Our minds might not, but uh, people who are used to turning pages from the what we would think of as the back of
Hmm.
the book towards the front, it might indeed. I mean, that's an
No, it's
entirely
it's
different mindset.
no,
And
it's the same kind of reading. So the reason that one of the rules is a big panel before smaller panels, if you're going to do a setup like this, is because your mind will read like
the
this.
the large panel first, and then
Yeah.
go to the next sensible smaller panel.
But if these were flipped around, your mind would read this panel, just the top one, and then immediately go to the big one next to it. Um,
And
because
yeah,
it doesn't follow the snake.
we'd be having cognitive dissonance there. Yeah, I understand your point. Um, and maybe that's kind of a cultural difference. I mean, we read things left to right, but
Hmm.
other languages go right to left, and other languages go top to bottom.
Oh yeah.
And for those cultures, all three make sense. For someone not of those cultures, they don't make sense.
Let's see
Um,
if I can just.
I'm just looking at the artwork and I'm going, oh, Jesus, dude, you're the reason I almost failed college. Uh,
No, no, no. I wasn't even a concept back then.
no, your parents weren't even a concept back then.
No, 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 no. My parents were definitely a concept back then.
Oh, yeah. Um,
Not much more, but they were.
1975, your parents had been born?
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah. No, my mom is from 70, and my dad is from 71. So.
Okay. I was still in high school, but oh, that no, that frame on the left, that looks like such a vulnerable thing. It's like I don't know what happened, but they look like they fell and they might have got hurt. I'm worried. And without reading everything else to lead to that particular point, I'm going, oh my God, uh, somebody save the
Poor little
whatever
thing.
the species is. Um,
So the story here is that Sephir, so this little guy, um, gets overtaken by jealousy. So that reflects in their feathers as a gray color. Um, because their feathers reflect their emotions,
okay,
and
yeah, I can
that
see that.
that gray color in their society is called the rage. Because if you're jealous, if you've got bad emotions, um, you're not going to be yourself. Um,
I have designed several alien species, and most of them, the tricky ones, communicate with pheromones
mm,
rather than words, which makes having a translator for them very essential. But colors are actually quite logical, giving um, some of the creatures on our planet that use uh, varying colors to communicate with one another. Octopi, for instance.
mm.
Um, Jeez. Now I sound like I'm really drunk, but I'm not really drunk, but I'm working on it. Um,
I plan to be.
I plan to be, yeah. Tomorrow is Sunday. I got nothing to do except mow the yard in 90-degree heat. Uh,
Good luck.
uh,
And I got to do some lettering editing right here. Small things like that.
mm,
So yeah, like I got things to fix, but that's okay. That's what today is for.
well, that's why you're in control of it.
Hmm.
You can edit your editors, which is always tricky. And Donna can back me up on this because your editors usually know better than you, but sometimes they don't know the story as well as you do, and you have to overrule them, which
Oh
is
yeah.
not undertaken lightly.
No, but like there's lettering here. That this should be centered. This should be bigger, and I think this is too thick as well. So minor things that aren't going to take much time but need to be fixed. 'Cause, yeah, like this is not done. Having the text.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. Having the text intersect the word balloon. Yeah.
yeah. So that's things that I gotta fix, but those are you know give me up until 12, like give me till noon and I'll be fine and it'll be done. But
Oh, oh yeah, with the baby in the house. Give me till noon and it'll be done.
well, mom is
Right.
home. Mom is home too.
Oh, sometimes it takes both parents to raise a child. Uh,
Hmm.
I mean, seriously, sometimes it takes a village to raise an idiot, which is where I come from. Um, ah, oh, the artwork is just so beautiful.
So yeah, Sephiroth gets more and more gray because more and more emotions taking over, and so he gets exiled. Overcome your your bad emotions, um, because you're our new leader's. You used to be your new leader's best friend. So we're gonna make a compromise, but yeah, you decide on whether you're coming back or not.
Yeah, you don't want to wind up as a Warren Zevon song. Um, even though he wrote some great ones,
Mhm.
uh, he also wrote some very disturbing ones. Uh, I really love Cora itself up in the upper panel. I'm going.
Mhm.
That is such a brilliant concept right there to have that
It's-
instead of a standard universe that has uh, a sun in the middle of a solar system. You got a light source, a energy source right there, visible and almost reachable by the inhabitants.
So yeah, because it's a science fiction megastructure. It's made. It's handmade by some kind of alien way back when, and so the name Cora, has all kinds of different names depending on the species. Um, because that is just a name that got passed on through ages and ages and ages. So the Tusker, Grund with the flying machine called, and they call it Kur. Um, the Nuttall call it Kura, and it's all kinds of deviations on Cora,
Hmm.
which was just a name that this whole thing had. Um,
Yeah.
and they
The
don't come up all the time, but yeah.
the problem I have with my world building is I've got several alien species on the planet, and they all have their own languages. So um, it's like Tolkien trying to do Elvish and Dwarvish in uh, humans all at the
Hmm.
same time, and each language has its own damn rules, and you've got to stick to them, even
Yeah.
though it'd be really easy to just make shit up. But I set out with these sets of rules, and I'm going. This is how this language sounds. This is how this language sounds. And this is how the language that most people speak sounds,
Hmm.
even though those people might be insectoid or avian or aquatic or human looking. And I'm going, JRR, you bastard. Um,
Guys, I got to call it a night. Nice seeing you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Nice seeing you, Thesis. Nice seeing you,
oh,
Aunt Donna. And
Take
nice
care,
seeing
dude.
you, as always, Don.
Night,
Yeah.
John.
John, thank you
Good night,
very
Joe.
much for being here. Thank
All
you.
right. I do try, but I got
Hey,
to.
I appreciate everything you do. Always remember that.
I gotta go to. I gotta go to bed and dream about prepping food, and then I gotta wake up and prep food. Um, See y'all tomorrow, or well, I'll see y'all next time.
Yeah. Take
Yeah.
care, man.
Good night. I didn't make a dirty joke out of John saying I've got a dream of prepping food. Okay, I'm slipping, folks. Call the shrink. Um, no, don't wake Carl up.
So here's the different things that I'm gonna have to fix, and I'm gonna zoom in for this. So you can see that the anti-alias on the edge here is a lot
Yeah,
softer
the
than.
yeah.
So that is something that I can fix as well, because these are pre-made text bubbles that have a different setting that I didn't go over.
Well, you can. That's the beauty of it. You can.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
same here.
um, The kerning is a little bit weird, but yeah. Um, no, I'm still totally blown away by the art. Uh,
Thank you.
I'm no seriously. It's like this is so far beyond my ability. Uh, I mean,
Well,
okay. Here's an example. If you try to write a symphony using the music program I use, it would be so totally different from what I would do. Doesn't mean
oh,
that it's not as good or even better. Just means it's totally different. But I'm just looking at this and go, oh holy shit! If
Mm-hmm.
I
oh
could
yeah.
do
All
this,
this rain is hand
if
drawn
I
as
could do
well.
this, my mother would actually be proud of my artwork. Um,
Well, it's a different skill. Like,
well, yeah, but it's the time frame for developing that skill is exactly the same. It's like all of our lives have led to this particular minute where we are doing this. Only I can't concentrate on any one skill long enough to get this fucking good. Uh,
um, not
uh,
having a life helps.
when have I ever had a life? I'm a farmer. Gee,
No, no, no.
um,
You worked in a factory for long enough. You did like
oh,
um,
that was just paying the
life and
bills.
all. Yeah, like I
That's
was single for the longest time. You got time for ages.
oh, uh, kid, you do not want to experience my ex-wives. Uh,
Fair enough.
there there aren't enough cemeteries in the Netherlands for you to have my ex-wives. Uh, I mean, urns take up a lot of room. Um, uh, Thankfully, I didn't put them there; they put themselves there. But I threatened to have my second wife taken to a taxidermist. Uh, I I was going to have her stuffed and standing there with a cold beer and an intoxicating inhalable every day when I got home, and at least I wouldn't have to listen to her nag me anymore. And her family goes, nope, 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 nope. She's going in an urn. You ain't touching that. Um,
But I'm finally rid of her.
well, I didn't want to be rid of her. Um, we probably would have broken up, but I, I, I didn't want her
Hmm.
to.
No, like you don't want you don't want someone to die. Like, of course.
No, no. I mean, she had her own problems. Um, they were not insurmountable,
Hmm.
but the clinic she went to for testing made her think that she had AIDS.
Oh.
And she made a decision I wish she hadn't,
Hmm.
but we probably would not still be together even though. Um, and no, I didn't count that as uh, anything I ever wanted to happen. I've always wanted anyone I've ever fallen in love with to be happy for the rest of their life, even if it wasn't with me. Uh, but that choice was taken out of my hands.
Mm.
And thankfully, um, I was able to prove that I didn't have anything to do with it. But I mean, still, it's traumatic as all get out. Lindsay still wants me to go put flowers on her grave, and I'm I'm willing, but I don't want to cry in front of Lindsay because I don't want to hurt Lindsay's feelings because she is now
Mm.
my everything.
Mm.
Well,
So it's complicated, it's messy, and it's I mean, seriously, if I knew where my first wife was buried, I
Mm.
would drink an entire quart of whiskey and then go piss on her grave
Mm.
gladly in public on the security camera. My second wife, I'm going,
Mm.
you shouldn't have done this.
hmm
This they just wanted my insurance money for another checkup. That's all. You didn't have the disease. There was
hmm
nothing wrong with you. Um, you got hooked on some heavy duty stuff that I was going to toss you out of the house for being hooked on, but no,
Yeah,
this
exactly.
was not the answer that you needed to have.
hmm
And sorry, folks, that's kind of more personal than most people ever get towards me, but I'm not ashamed to talk about it. It's part of healing to be able to say these things. Uh, I've got fans that think that I will flirt with anything in skirts.
Mm.
I'm going, well, I draw my line at the guys wearing kilts, okay? Um,
No, you don't.
Yeah.
yes, I do. Uh, they got hairy legs, um,
Yeah.
and they carry knives. Um,
Fair.
So do some of the girls.
Yeah.
hey, but the girls don't worry me. Um,
The ones that have hairy legs and carry knives should.
Hmm.
nah,
Sometimes we need to change.
that's that's part of the fun. Uh, learning how not to cross the lines. It's like coloring. Once you know where the lines are, you don't mess up. It's just learning where the lines are. Um, mm, no, and Mike Jimmy, the way that you actually do the live streams about your art and how you color things for the animated, it's inspiring because it's like you're going, okay, this is going to be really tiny in an actual frame,
But here I
but
am.
I'm going to blow this up the size of a freaking billboard and get it right whether it kills me. Um, yeah, that's a kind of attention to detail I really admire.
Well, I came into comics and animation as a background concept artist. Like, if we go to my really old work, let me see. Uh, where's printable? Here we go. Oh, like this is what I used to do. Oh yeah, this piece is sold, by the way. Someone actually sold this one. Bought this one.
Well, without trying to sound insulting, that actually looks a lot like some of the things that I used to do back when I was in
Hmm.
my 20s.
No, no, no. That's
No, I mean
That's
seriously,
mm,
that's incredible that we could approach the same subject matter with the same eye for detail.
yeah. There we go. So yeah, this was
Oh
colored as
yeah.
well. Just a colored pencil, but yeah, just stuff like this. This is what I do.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Here we go, properly zoomed in. Grandma versus giant squirrel. We called her Pumpkin.
Now now imagine trying to do that before computers were invented.
Oh, this is all traditional.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Uh, you got a 2 by 3 foot canvas or um, 11 by 24 piece of paper,
Yeah.
and that's the limit that you can put in a scene. And you go, hey, I'm going to put this kind of detail in, even if I have to use a not a microscope, a magnifying glass to be able to
Mm-hmm.
see where to put the damn pen. And I used to work in pointillism, so
Yeah.
it was almost exactly the way that comic books were printed. So yeah, um, if you wanted something dark, you had to put a lot of dots in there. If you wanted it light, you didn't put that many dots. Um,
Essentially.
uh,
Let's see.
My college art teachers just looked at me and go, "Where the fuck did you get off a spaceship?" um, oh, I actually had one go, "Oh no, we've got one of those."
Those are the best, though.
No, he wound up being one of my advisors, and I'm going,
Yeah, no, exactly.
I'm,
Those are the best. Like, I know exactly what you're up to,
I,
and
I,
hereby I'm okay with it.
I don't know why you don't like my shit, but I really just want to draw uh, science fiction paperback covers
Yeah.
and get paid for doing book covers. And here I am writing the damn things instead. Uh, that's
So,
not a fucking shortcut,
what
people.
happened here? I have no idea what happened here.
that that would be like Thesis deciding to do a manga of one of his stories and hand drawing every single frame on vellum and having somebody photograph each individual page.
That sounds like a plan. Not a
Hey,
fun one, but it sounds like a plan.
hey, Thesis could do it. He really could. He'd be really annoyed by the time he got through with the damn book, but um, oh, the detail was just wonderful. It is.
Yeah, I love this page. This was my color is sanded in with a white background, and especially here, I was like, let's actually make it black because it's a um, what you call it, uh, flashback,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just lighten up this piece. Man, I really like how this turned out.
You got overruled, didn't you? And it turned out better than you thought it would be.
Yeah, usually I let my colors do her thing. Like I completely um, let her do whatever she does because she does it best. If someone knows how to do it better, you let them do it.
Yeah. That's why I wind up buying stuff rather than building stuff myself. Um,
Sometimes, not always.
if I wanted to, there wouldn't be a piece of furniture in my house that I didn't construct. but I'm a lazy bastard, so
And
I
that is
buy
okay.
stuff from stores.
Ugh.
Yeah, there's mostly lettering that I gotta fix, and a couple of coloring mistakes here and there.
It looks beautiful.
It
Thank
does.
you.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I love that underwater scene, especially with the uh, not quite jagged edges on the seaweed. That I mean, that's so real.
Yeah, so that is actually just something I did from Love and Cora 4. Let me see. Inner talents.
Which I have right over there in hardback. Uh,
Let's see. Here we go. So just a whole bunch of this.
yeah.
It doesn't always have to be highly detailed. Sometimes it just can be its own thing.
Well, there are times when the suggestion of a detail puts more in the reader's mind than actually fine tuning that detail. And it works with words as well as pictures.
So let me put these side by side. There we go. So sadly, I don't have the inks on me.
Okay,
Okay.
I can see it. I can see it.
There we go. Just like that. So here I was still doing pretty much one-on-one what I sketch. Much more.
Yeah.
Oh, much more so than I do now. I'm a lot looser when it comes to my sketching. Um,
Yeah,
but
but I
like,
mean, when you fine tune stuff, you get right down to the details you actually want there.
oh
Uh,
yeah, like especially in uh,
Sketches are just something to aid your memory while you're working on the full scale version. I guess I don't know if
see.
I said that right, but I think you probably understand what I'm getting at. Uh,
Yeah, no, I do, I do. Let's see.
Oh,
And
guys.
here we were half done. There we go. And I love this page. Sadly, did not sell during the crowdfunder.
oh,
Yeah, strangely, but this took so long, and then we got the end result right here. Too many birds.
and the rain is pouring down.
Hmm.
Yeah. Aunt Donna, you're about to say goodnight?
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Oh, God, it's almost
It's
12:30
2:30
where
here.
you are.
Yeah,
2:30?
12:30. 12:30.
Okay, 12:30. I'm going, wait
I
a
was
minute.
looking. I
My
was
time
looking at.
zone's got reversed. Um,
That's how tired I am. Thank you for looking at the book, Mike.
Yeah, no, I'm probably gonna send it out to backers in 2 or 3 days at most.
oh, I would be so happy.
So I shall see you all another time.
Yeah, see you
Night
soon.
all.
Good night.
It will be entirely too long, Donna, however soon it happens to be.
What he said.
Hey, I am Southern. Uh, I know how to sweet talk a woman, uh, especially when there's nothing that I can get out of them except not getting slapped.
Yeah,
Hey,
there,
that's motivation enough.
oh, for sure. There is a
Uh,
baby awake, and mommy is absolutely uh, playing around with her because I'm hearing all kinds of little beeps and then all kinds of little mumblings from the bedroom going on.
oh, and you're missing some of the best moments of having a baby. Every time they're awake and not annoying the piss out of you. Uh,
And it really happens for Aurora. Like honestly, she is a very easygoing baby. Um yeah, so she was with my parents yesterday during the day and the night before because Luz was very sick. And I was like, just go and sick it out, you know. Aurora
I
can go
hope
to my
I hope
parents. I got to work.
I hope
Just
Liz is better now.
yeah, no, she's doing way better already.
Oh, good.
Um, but yeah, I was joking to my parents, going, so she's a pretty baby when she comes in. You know, she's a very beautiful baby when it comes to babies. Um, and literally everybody says so. But when she walks out again, she's a fun baby too. You
That's
know,
a
just like
big.
what a sweet baby. That is the point where you go. Um, I think my baby is ugly. What a sweet child. You know.
I wouldn't have told that one, brother. Uh,
No. I know. That's why you say what a sweet baby. Because you
uh,
can't call them pretty.
I
It,
have known a few that I was not assisting in raising, and I'm going. You sure you don't want me to fill the bathtub?
No. You go, it's never too late for abortion.
Yeah, well, they're 45. Um, I know it's not
Never
too
too
late,
late.
but there are laws. Oh,
there are
Oh,
some unfortunate looking children sometimes.
yeah.
My niece, when she was first born, was fairly goblin looking.
Yeah. Uh, my, so, um, my brother in law's baby, you know, my brother in law was to my wife going, um, why does everybody keep calling Anouk sweet and fun? And and Luz was like, well, because you got a goblin. And he was like, is it that bad? So like, yeah, she'll
they
grow out of it, but yes.
they they already got the fangs and the pointed ears. Um,
No, Aurora definitely has the ears for me as well.
uh, hey, put some headphones on her. Nobody will notice. Um,
Exactly.
God, I sometimes wonder how my parents allowed me to live in the 50s. Um, I was probably the world's greatest pain in the ass, especially once I learned how to walk, because I was into everything.
Well,
Uh,
that's the thing. Like, that is a good thing. Like, it's the same for Aurora. She loves everything. She's interested in everything. Why is, like, that's never a bad thing. Speaking of.
yeah, but by the time I was 3, my dad was working in Oak Ridge. I shouldn't be playing with radioactive materials.
Yep,
Uh,
I got her. Hello, little girl.
had, oh my God, she's gorgeous.
Exactly. She's a pretty baby. Yeah, you're my pretty baby. Mhm.
I
Yeah,
hope
you're a
you're
pretty baby
allowed to
too.
own a shotgun. You're going to need one when she's about 12 onward. Um,
No,
the
well,
boy, the boys are
technically,
going to
yes.
swarm around your house like flies.
So technically, yes, I'm allowed to have a shotgun. Um, gonna take literally 12 years to get it.
Okay, start now. Uh,
Nah,
No,
there's more entertaining ways to keep people away.
honestly,
hey,
you
uh,
can just be yourself.
Death of a Thousand Cuts is not that entertaining. It's just fun. Um,
It's
Can be
entertaining to
tedious
the person
too.
doing it, just not to the person being
yes,
done to.
exactly. Um,
Oh,
and
where's mommy doing? She's getting
Thesis and
tea.
I do know a little bit of common mythology. Uh,
Shouldn't we not be asleep or something?
Shouldn't you
oh,
guys be asleep? The answer is yes,
No,
but they're
not for
drinking.
like half an
asleep?
hour.
We're Americans. We don't sleep.
What
Hold
is
on, let me
this?
take you guys off of. There we go. And
We just we just we just drink coffee and function eternally. Uh, or or wait a minute, no, I
Caffeine.
said that wrong. Infernally. Um,
Yeah, you've also got some sticks that keep your eyes open, or
oh no, when my eyes want to close, um, the only thing that is visible on my channel when I'm sleeping is my bald spot up here. And and then people have to message somebody else to go turn off my show because I went to sleep again. Um,
uh-uh.
I don't care. I'm retired. I have nothing better to do with my time than enjoy being in the presence of my friends and people I consider to be family.
that's
And that
right.
includes Mike and Aurora and you too, Luz. And
Yeah.
Thesis and Foxy and Kitty and the other folks who were here earlier tonight, except for um, the raiding party. Um,
Oh boy, do we have a rating party? Also, we
oh,
appreciate Chris. That is
we
Retro Express.
we actually did have a raiding party. Somebody, Joe Dog said, "Hey, yeah, come on in," and they decided they were going to flood the comment section
Mm.
and ask Miss Emily inappropriate questions, and we went, "No, you don't mess with Emily. We are Southern. We will come and get you."
Yeah, no, just don't.
Yeah.
You know.
No, no. I mean, there's no reason for that. Uh, and somebody's
Yeah, but
going, "Oh no, they're adults," and I'm going, "No, they're not. They're
Mhm.
still living
uh,
in their mother's basement, the little trolls. I don't care if they are 50 years old. I've got children that old, and I'd still spank them for doing that
Yeah,
crap.
just
Um,
behave.
yeah, but I also find that this screen made the world a wonderful place, but it made also the world a very ugly place. Because I've been told things through a screen that at my face they will never ever dare to.
No, exactly.
Because they know I will slap them silly. So
and you have every
It's
right to. You have
Oh yeah.
every right to. I mean,
yeah.
and uh, at least us three here, male gentlemen, would stand at your back and go, "Oh, if you do anything else to this woman, it's
yeah,
our
Well,
but
turn."
that's the thing. Um, you can do only so much when
it,
there's a screen involved. I mean,
it's
and those people, and especially the very nasty trolls,
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they care two shits that they really do not care, and they insult so many people. It's just
I Thesis, am I right? We call them keyboard warriors.
oh
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
They
that's literally what
One,
they
yeah.
are.
they basically They're uh, Don Quixote without a fucking brain cell.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and they're just doing it for their own fun, and they don't care if they hurt somebody while, like, because they're anonymous. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing.
They found out tonight they weren't anonymous. Joe Dog tracked them down and had them all blocked.
Yeah.
and,
No, but
and
like
and
there's
had them demonetized for tonight's little escapade. So
good.
they're not going to get their 25 cents a year from YouTube for tonight's little adventure or whatever it is that people get paid by being uh, selling ads and whatnot on YouTube.
Mm,
I don't know. I don't care. I don't care about being monetized. I don't do these shows to make a living.
yeah.
I worked 46 years in a factory to make a living. I'm retired. I'm fucking rich.
You got a pension going on. That's fine. Mhm.
Right now, I have more money than England.
Oh, 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 there went the bunny.
Found it.
Mostly because I only have one member of the royal family here, and that's my wife, and she's dis- distantly related to somebody who is a royal family's babysitter. Um,
Hmm.
but you know, you wouldn't know
That
it.
sounds like a very complicated job. That's a job I would not want to do.
No, thank you.
My wife is very, very posh, but very, very down to earth at the same time.
Yeah.
And if you understand soccer,
Mm.
her team is Portsmouth, UK.
Okay. Yeah.
Hooligans out the airlock. I mean, seriously, these guys are famous for being just. And she was their honorary niece
Yeah.
for the soccer hooligans in the 1960s in
Yeah.
Portsmouth. And I mean, seriously, somebody messed with her. They the 456 got in their face right then. Uh, but no, and here I am. I'm going. Well, I'll protect you from the rigors of America, but realize I'm fucking lazy, honey. We're gonna have to do shit together. This is gonna have to be a tag team. We gonna have to go shopping. We're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to do that. Nobody will ever touch you inappropriately. Damn, there goes half the fun of being married. Because that includes me. Um,
Okay, you done with bunny?
Yep.
oh, she's coughing.
But Blade, I haven't met you yet. Who are you? What are you doing?
Thesis is basically an action hero who no one knows about. No, he
Could he please talk for himself then? 2 seconds.
I have a very small channel on YouTube where I do streams. Well, it used to be every 2 weeks, but it's going to start being every Saturday where I discuss Asian history, culture, philosophy, weapons. It's kind of my
Awesome.
passion.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It really
And how do you
is.
know these two weirdos?
We're here probably.
Um,
I will blame Nick Talkert for that one.
Ah,
Yeah, we can blame Nick for a lot.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's true.
uh, and I was just outstanding in my field, and somebody built a program around me. Uh,
Yeah, you can yap a lot, so that's great.
well, I I write stories because I grew up entertaining my younger cousins by reciting books to them,
Mhm.
and uh, they actually got to see the Lord of the Rings movie, and they go, "Holy Uncle Dan, you said that word for word," and I'm going, "Yeah, honey, I did." And you were only 7. Um, uh,
Yeah, the books are really tough to go through. Lord of the Rings.
they are
They're so long.
they are a bit of a. Tolkien has a very slow writing style. Um,
he's
Yep, I need to wake up. I'm going to make my tea. Be back in a second. Or two. Or
tea.
five.
Yes. Um, which reminds me, I need another beer. Um, 'Cause it's not tea time in the U.S. Uh,
No, it's a full on bear time over there.
it's 5 p.m. somewhere and beyond.
it's
You
2
know,
a.m. It's 2 a.m. our time here. So
Crazy
yeah.
people go to bed.
no.
No.
Yes, but I'm retired. I have no responsibilities except what my wife tells me I've got to get done today. Um,
It's only 11:45 here, so I'm fine. I don't
oh,
usually go to bed till like 4:30 anyway.
It's
Where are you
it's
located at?
7:40 a.m. here. We woke up at 6 because of her.
yeah, but it's still 1460 Mormon time where you're
Yeah, well,
and that's the year, not the time of day. Um, oh God. Um, Thesis, one of these days we're gonna have to rescue you from Utah. Uh, I'm building a flying saucer. Um, give me time.
Come on, pick us up then.
yeah, no kidding.
If you're still building it, I mean, we
Well,
do more than one
I've
person.
got the
It's
blueprints.
kind of small to be able to stand with more than one person. Yeah.
Well,
You
right now it's only the size of the Jupiter 2, so it's like 40 feet wide, but it holds an aircraft carrier's worth of gear.
Really?
Oh, Aurora, don't no, Aurora. You're a sweet girl. Yes, you are. You're a pretty girl. Yes, you are. Hello, hello, hello. You can't see me because I'm standing off camera, but I see you because I'm looking back at the screen.
Oh, really?
You are a beautiful little lady. Yes, you are. You're going to cause your parents no end of heartache. Because boys are a thing.
Mhm.
Not yet, they're not.
Mm. I don't have that many damn nuclear missiles, Thesis. I've only got the 9.
No, she's wonderful. She's starting to get like curls.
I noticed. I
Yeah,
noticed. Um,
she definitely has my hair.
well, and she's got loose eyes and your smile.
Oh, no, she totally has loose her face. The thing that she does for me is the dimple in her chin, though you can't see it with me.
Well,
It's been hidden for a while now, about 15 years.
y- well, you are as guardian. I mean, seriously. Uh,
And
Yeah.
baby on the loose.
Baby loose. Yeah, other loose.
I don't know who
There's some. Yep.
Red Dress Press is, but they really like the baby.
Ja, dat is de onderkant van de stoel. Yeah, Red Dress Press is Chris Evans. He does a podcast himself, The Morning Roast.
Okay.
And
And when you were speaking in your native tongue, I damn near understood it. I'm going, wait a minute, I don't speak Deutsch or in it or whatever.
Nederlands.
But what's really weird is
Did he just curse?
Yeah, ik
there-
kan Deutsch.
Did you just curse?
well, not intentionally, no, dear.
200 kilometers the other way.
That's not okay. Oh, you're dropping
Not
something.
not intentionally. Out of ignorance, I may have used a foreign word. But no, there are several European languages that I seem to be able to read and can almost understand when they're spoken.
Well, that's the thing. Like they're all Germanic.
I can
know, there's-
grab a little bit of meaning out of some of it, but not all of it by
Oh,
any
makes
means.
And more things falling down.
American English is made of other languages that we have, followed down dark alleys, thumped in the head, and rifled their pockets for loose vocabulary.
On the other hand, Dutch is the same. Very much so. It's a very big combination of German and English. It's especially if you go to Friesland, which is one of our provinces. They actually have Fries, which is a language on its own,
Mhm.
and Old English and Fries can perfectly understand one another. There's actually a video on YouTube where someone is talking Old English to a Frisian, and they're just talking like it's straight up the same language.
Mike, Jimmy, hang on, slow down for my foreign ears. Did you say Frisian?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I caught that word.
Yeah.
I do understand it, the word, not the language, and I'm going, oh, okay. I'm not writing a Marinibrium story, but I'm hearing another language in my head.
Here we go. Can we share my screen? You can.
No, it's historical. It's stuff that I learned about in art school, actually.
Yeah. So we have a very so here we go. This is Friesland. I live here.
Wait a minute. Zoom in a little bit on North Holland. No,
So this is Friesland.
where you live.
So Amsterdam is here.
I'm sorry, I'm leaning in towards the camera so well, but it's
Hold on. Why can't I just?
no, I'm extremely nearsighted, so it doesn't matter how far you zoom in. I have to zoom in further.
So here's Amsterdam. Then there is Zandam, which is part of the city that I'm in. And then all the way over here is Krommenie, and that's where I live.
All right.
I'm here.
Um, highways and canals and everything. I love it.
Oh yeah. Um.
I am entirely too enamored of British canal boats. So
Mhm.
I have learned a lot about the canal system in England and Ireland and Scotland. And apparently, there are other canal networks in uh, continental Europe,
Oh
which
yeah.
are even more impressive. But okay, okay, you got that flashed up. Okay, um, scroll just a hair to your left on England
Hmm.
to the south, and my wife is from Portsmouth, which is right in there, just above the little
Portsmouth.
island that you can
Portsmouth. Here we
see.
go. Here we are.
Yeah, right in there. Portsmouth, South Sea, Cosham. Yeah, that's where my wife is from.
Cool. Oh, that has to be a gorgeous place.
It's beautiful. It's
Uh,
it's full of buildings older than my entire country.
to be fair, England is known for that.
Well, yeah, so is all of Europe.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was trying to say like,
Amsterdam is too.
yeah, but I think even Komani has Groenhuisje that is older than
No, because they're all wood. The oldest they're gonna be is like 200 years.
that country ain't that old.
More than
the old
200.
Yeah,
the
No, the thing is, like, we're all built on turf. Um,
with wood. So
with wood,
yeah.
like it rots away. Like, so Zandam, the place that I grew up in, has the one of the oldest cookie factories in the world, Brigade, and there are a lot of older houses that used to house the workers. You know, they're ragtag, built together, like they're wood and they're a little bit of brick, and as cheap as possible. They were supposed to be taken down in the 70s. They have been standing for another 50 years now. Literally every single one of them has fallen, like nearly fallen over to the point where they are no longer safe to live in. Um,
I
it's
do
really bad.
I do believe the oldest European buildings in the U.S. are from the
1700s then.
Yeah,
1400s, and
yeah.
they were built by the Spanish, and they're made out of seashells and coral,
Hmm.
and they are cannon proof.
I'm not surprised. They're going to be warm in the winter and cold in the summer too.
Well, basically, they were built as military forts by the Spanish settlers that pissed off the Native Americans and got slaughtered. But that's the U.S. way. Piss off the Native Americans, you're going to have a fight on your hand.
Mm,
But did
But
you
the
were the Portuguese first?
Portuguese, Spanish, then the French, then the
Dutch.
English and the Dutch, but the
Yeah,
English
because
were,
New York was New Amsterdam sometime.
yes, exactly, yes, indeed, and you bought it from some Native Americans for Basically, three strings of beads and a promise.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the
And we
English
profited.
bought it from us for the place that is now called Suriname. That's
Mhm.
the country in the South Americas.
Yes. Now, my wife was actually born in Venezuela in
Oh,
South
cool.
America. Her parents are English. Her father worked for Shell Oil Company as an accountant, and he was assigned to go to South America before my wife and her next oldest brother were born. So the two of them are actually Venezuelan as well as British, and my wife is Venezuelan, British, and American because she came over here decades ago and got citizenship.
Yeah, okay.
Are you wanting to dance, Aurora?
Yeah,
Are
she's
you
standing
wanting
up
to dance?
here.
Yes. Um, a lot of ladies like the sound of my voice. I'm sorry. Um,
This is okay. Yeah.
it's okay. You're so pretty. I love your eyes. I really do. I mean, they're shining at me right now. Um, it's like a set of spotlights. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty girl.
yes, indeed. Um,
Reaching for everything.
Of course. It's a baby. Everything that is in reach will be reached out.
Daddy got my favorite toy? No. Daddy got camera.
There is no favorite toy.
No,
So,
No
no.
favorite toy yet?
no, she will sleep with a little
Blanket.
blanket, but that's about it.
And those rotate. So, it's not one favorite. It's just, if as long as it's made from the same fabric, we're fine.
Yeah, she sleeps with it.
So, no favorite
Okay.
toy. Yeah. And even the pacifier, we wrote that them regularly because otherwise they get disgusting.
Mhm.
And she
Well,
don't mind that
yes.
either. So
She's not alty. She's not as alty as I am.
I mean, seriously, what part of children did you not understand? Yeah. Um, uh,
no,
I
yeah,
pity my mother because she had cloth diapers she had to wash.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it's starting to come back as a thing,
I
and
know
what?
it's starting to come back as a thing, but once the non-attention span having kids these days find out exactly how much trouble it is to do laundry, yeah,
Mhm.
they're gonna go back to Pampers any minute now.
no. I know a friend of mine. She fully went on the washable diaper route and is loving it and never wants to go back. And there's also a financial reason for
Oh
that.
yeah.
It's so the first
It's a whole
expense
lot cheap. It's a whole lot cheaper.
the
Yeah.
first expense of buying those new kind of diapers is a lot more. But when you consider that they go for practically all the time that they are in Pampers and
Mhm.
the cost that you then say, it's ridiculous.
And before I forget to say, Luce, thank you for coming on camera because
Oh yeah.
we all love Mike Jimmy and we have loved you from afar even though we never saw you. And we have loved Aurora even though we've seen her several times,
Yeah,
even
I
though
know.
no, but I mean our editor, where are you? Um, I'm
Come on.
I'm I'm saying this wrong, but thank you for gracing us with your presence as
Oh
well.
yeah. I just normally don't have time. I need to go to work. I need to watch
Yeah,
about this
maybe
little one.
once more sleep.
Once more sleep. Yeah, I
It's a
always.
Sunday morning. What are you talking about? Why are you awake, Mike?
Yeah.
Come on.
Sleep? What is this sleep thing you are
God knows,
speaking of?
yeah.
Uh,
No, it's a favorite pastime of mine.
uh,
Because also I've been sick the past couple of days, and I had corona like 2 weeks ago. So we all did.
Yeah.
Um,
Last week was tough.
yeah. Well, no, it's already 2 weeks ago, but it's um the since my pregnancy, my health is not as good as it was before,
more
and
more
um,
delicate.
yeah, I had
Hmm.
immune
That I
defect.
I I do believe that um your immune system is biologically reduced in order to have a successful pregnancy.
Yeah,
So you
my
will have a few more health problems until
yeah, everything is
uh,
back to normal again, and
yeah.
I had an extremely bad pregnancy. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. Um, but I also had a really bad hit on my immune system. So I had to be indoors without meeting, seeing anyone, just complete self isolation,
Mhm.
because I didn't make any more, or in really small amounts, white blood cells, the things that help you get rid of disease.
Yes, yes.
Um, and I made just a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but not
sometimes I
enough.
have a relapse of that. And I think that's happening right now. So I've been sick with Corona, and my job requires me to go to The Hague every once a week, and that's fine. Um, but I think I got something on the transit with the train there. So I got sick when I
Yes.
practically got back.
Um,
So I really need to watch out where I'm
my wife keeps
going.
going back to church where they don't believe in uh, wearing masks or even
Mm.
the germ theory of diseases being transmitted. And I'm going, this is why I keep calling them the daughters of the Confederacy. They're so ignorant. There was
Mhm.
another word in there I edited, but I'm sure you can imagine what that word was.
Yeah, yeah, and it's also uh, in the Netherlands there is that divide,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
we're all extremely sober people. We're a sober kind of people, and a very direct kind of people. And
It helps that we have better education.
yeah, and that's also a thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like
hey,
it
hey,
helps.
hey. Better education is not allowed in the southern U.S. I mean,
Mm,
No. They
seriously,
wouldn't know what to do with
you might
themselves.
turn into Democrats. My God, we can't teach our children to think.
no,
Um,
that's true, and that's yeah. For me, that's mind-boggling. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah,
yeah.
if I were
Um,
in the United States, I would not have done the um, education system that I did here in the Netherlands. I'm extremely dyslexic, but I still
so am
made,
I.
yeah, but
Um,
I did my bachelor's degree and I finished that successfully, despite being too dyslexic actually for the university system. They don't know what to do with it. And every time I say, then just deduct a point. When I submit my thing, just before you read it, deduct a point for all the spelling and grammar errors you find. And even when they do that, and they did that on all my papers, I never had a 6 or below. So
You
I
never had a
do
failing
not know
grade.
what that is.
Yeah, no.
You never
So
had a failing grade.
the
No,
grading
never.
system in the Netherlands is 1 through 10, and 5.5 and up is always a success.
Okay.
So even if they just deducted that point from me, so I already started with a 9 because I couldn't achieve a 10 because I'm so dyslexic that I just can't see. I just can't see my written mistakes. I can't. Um,
Honey, welcome to my world, and I write science fiction.
yeah, and that's the funny thing, right? Because well, I wrote some for Mike. There's still a thesis that I'm going to for my masters. So, but yeah, the thing is, I don't think that I could have done that in the US
No,
because
no way.
of the
Um,
amount of
it
support
would
I've
not
gotten
have
from
been
the
it
US.
would not have been easy, but getting it's getting easier because eventually we are recognizing that there are a lot more people like me that are dyslexic, dyscalculate, but still fucking geniuses in whatever it is that we autistically decide to do.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there is more than written intelligence.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
is
yeah.
practical thinking, you know? Um,
Um,
and yeah.
I mean, I went to college to try and get a degree in architecture so that I could design houses. That didn't work out because I wasn't gay enough.
Yep,
You
that's the
know,
thing.
fair enough.
I mean, seriously, my teachers told me I wasn't gay enough to make it to get a job in their industry. And I'm going, I didn't realize that was a requirement. I guess
Yeah.
I guess I'll just kind of continue being a farmer then. Um, but
No,
and it was I went through lots of different things that I'm fairly decent at. I compose music and I'm good at that. I won't say I'm fairly good at that. I will say I'm really good at that. Uh,
sure.
I I write stories that entertain people. I'm really good at that. Um, but I'm fairly talented at drawing blueprints for things and building them from my hand drawn blueprints. Um, that's the leftover from my architecture adventure in college. Uh, when I first walked into the art school and I had something on display, the guy that was my advisor looked at the display they did for me and they go, "Oh, fuck, we've got one of those." And it was a sculpture of a scene from Star Wars.
Of course.
I mean, seriously, the Death Star trench scene. I did that in plaster of Paris and sculpted everything in. And he goes, "Oh, we got
Christ.
one of those." Now, um, my lifelong dream before I actually even became a teenager was to be a cover artist for science fiction novels.
Yeah, that's a hard job.
Oh, not for my family. My mother has been an artist since she was a teenager herself, and
And
she's now
let me rephrase that. The making of a cover is challenging but doable. But the connections you need to make a
yes.
full-time income out of making covers, that is the hard part. Because
You
Mike can
you are
draw tremendous.
entirely correct. Yes.
He doesn't have
You
to
can be
do
one
that.
of the greatest artists in the world, but you cannot understand what is necessary for a paperback book cover.
Yeah.
Witness the 1960s when everything was abstract bullshit.
Oh no, I find those so funny.
Yes, I do too. They've got absolutely no relationship to the story.
No,
They're just they're just
out there.
somebody trying to be Jackson Pollock, and and some editor goes, "Oh yeah, we want these
Yeah.
blobs to be what represents this book,
Yeah,
and
because
and we're
in,
gonna
in
sell
English,
1,000,000 copies." And
yeah, in English, you've got the saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover." I'm uh, 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 opposed to that.
You absolutely judge a book by its
You
cover.
absolutely will judge book by its cover. But if you do that with the 1960s fantasy, you won't get there.
no,
No,
in the 1960s, it's don't judge a cover by its book.
yeah, no, because that,
You've got all kinds of classic works that had horrible covers.
yeah,
It didn't matter if you were a billion selling copy author. You had horrible covers.
yeah. But then again, they are, especially when they're established. It doesn't matter what kind of cover it is. If the name is good and the title is good and everybody's already buying them, then you can slap shit on that cover. They
One
wouldn't care because it's about the author or the title or whatever. If they are selling, they are selling, and then the cover doesn't matter anymore.
I've spent about 4 hours today talking with Larry Niven.
I
If
don't know
you
what that is.
look up Ringworld sometime.
Okay.
He's also written a couple of episodes of Land of the Lost, 3 episodes of Land of the Lost, an episode of the new Outer Limits, I do believe it was, or it might have been New Twilight Zone, but I think it was New Outer Limits. He is a fantastic writer. He's about the same age as my mom and still going.
Yeah, but that's also like John Celestri. Oh, I love that guy.
Just keep going.
And you just keep going.
You've been doing it for so long. You might as well not quit anymore.
Yeah, I haven't met him yet, but I go to conventions and I meet
He's
a lot of people.
wonderful.
I mean,
He's such a
um,
nice person.
Eric
is.
Flint, I have learned a lot from sitting in a panel listening to Eric Flint say, "Okay, here's what you do." He goes, "Establish a character, make them important for 3 books. In the 4th book, kill them.
Yeah.
Your readers will hate you, but they'll still keep reading."
That is
Um,
true.
It's because they are emotionally invested in the characters that you write. The trick is
Yeah,
to
but what like think
to
what
draw the readers in and make them emotionally invested
yeah,
in
but if you kill
the
too much,
story.
like the Red Wedding of Game of Thrones. One, I never saw the movies. Two, I never read the book. So I only know about hearsay. But after the Red Wedding, there are a lot of people that completely quit. Like all the characters I'm invested in are dead. So I stopped reading, I stopped watching. So you can't kill them all.
No.
That's George R. Martin, who I have never met in person, and I would not emulate as a writer.
No.
I mean, I've been writing for what? They just since 1970 thereabouts, and I've had my own online magazine since 1977, and it's pretty much a permanent floating writers workshop. And I would say give your writers what they want, but don't give them everything they want in one book if you want to write a second one in
Yeah.
the same setting.
Yeah.
Don't give them everything. Um, if you are familiar with the name Anne McCaffrey,
No.
she was, excuse me, she's no longer with us, which that's a tragedy, but she lived a long life. She wrote in every single genre you can imagine.
Yeah, in America, we have no idea. Most of those books never reach us.
No.
Oh, uh, Google is your friend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, this sounds like before Google. So
Before Google, it's before computers. She wrote
exactly,
most of
like
her stuff on a manual typewriter. This is before word processors were
less
invented.
than 1% gets translated or even sent here.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like we get,
And we both
You,
read
you
English.
get Robert
well.
Heinlein, which is good. You get, if
Oh,
you're lucky, you get Lovecraft. If you're lucky, you
it's
get
Lovecraft.
H. Beam Piper.
yeah.
Um, and I really do not have the faintest idea what the science fiction or fantasy market is
Well, the
in
fantasy market
Europe.
is there in the Netherlands, but it's just we're a tiny country. We're 17, 18 million people. Like that's the amount of people that live in New York, Asterix, I think.
Yeah.
There's no money to be made here for
No.
American standards. It's just not here.
I
And
know that's the size of my entire readership across the world, and we're talking Asia,
Yeah.
as well as the U.S., as well as Europe, as
no, but
well as
that's the
there,
thing, right? Because
there,
that's
there are three guys in the Middle East that read my stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going, dudes, you need to move. That's war torn countries are not places to live. Come on. Um,
I'm gonna save a pacifier.
Oh yeah.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. It's just not financially worth it unless you wrote a bestseller and the Dutch just want to read it, and then you get a small commission, and it's just you need it's not worth it from the author's perspective to get it translated in Dutch. It's just not. You get a
That's
pretty penny, sure, but
that's where I have a definite advantage. I don't need the damn money. I just want people to read my stories.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Thesis can tell you, I am a very entertaining writer,
Mm-hmm.
and I can also prompt other writers to go,
Mm.
hey, I can do something with this and create their own stuff,
Yeah.
which I have nothing to do with except for maybe one line in the entire story.
Yeah.
And they go, shit, dude, that's genius. And I'm going, no, you're a genius for being able to figure out what to do with this fucking sentence.
Here's
Uh,
a hook. Have fun.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
narrative hooks. I
Yeah.
am really good at narrative hooks. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I built an entire novel around a sentence. Um, I must have been going about 90 when my Harley hit the flying saucer.
Right.
I built an entire story after. Uh, I built an entire shared universe around the sentence. Uh, that's the trouble with time travel. You can't do anything without creating a paradox, said the blue haired man. But, I mean, I've got almost 60 writers that have taken that sentence and the setting the story that came from that sentence came from and going, I want to write in this universe. And I'm just sitting here going, I wrote it on a what amounts to a post-it note at work one day and got paid $20 an hour while I'm sitting there writing stuff instead of doing my job. Um, sure. Uh,
Wish I could have. Would have made my
hey,
previous job a lot more fun.
um, it's hard to write stuff down while you're doing carpentry.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and Mike was a mover, and then there's no writing time in there.
uh,
And he had a job that he just didn't do much, but he wasn't allowed to do other stuff, and that's mind-boggling to me. Like, if you do not have any work to do, to physically do,
Yeah, I was walking around a warehouse like 100 times a day for 8 hours, 4 days a week.
it paid the bills.
It paid well.
And
I went crazy.
yeah, yeah, it
went,
did pay better than what you do now.
It does.
And but yeah,
went,
I
or
had a very,
decided
very
you'd already gone. Uh,
No, I was just wasting away there. That's why I quit. When
after
Aurora,
Aurora was
yeah,
born.
when
Yeah.
Aurora was born, um, meant that I was
I
jobless until June. But
Yeah.
at one time I was making almost $30 an hour US.
Yeah. Okay. I don't
What
know if that's much of if there's little. I've no.
depending on the time, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
um
I don't know.
48 hours a week. Let's say I was bringing home almost $1,000 a week
Yeah.
before taxes.
Yeah. Okay.
My wife was happy. Um, I mean,
That's an American dream levels of money.
Mm-hmm.
that's more than American Dream levels of money. That's oh, you're a union member levels of money. Yeah,
Yep.
AFL CAO MIFIA. Yeah, they got about $12 a week out of my my
Mhm.
check for union dues. That's all right.
Still
They
worth it.
protected us. They protected us from the French company that owned the factory.
Hmm.
Never trust the French. You know
I
this
had
from
some great
European
experiences
history.
with French people.
You can never trust the French on anything. Napoleon
I'm so sorry. I
Napoleon
had
might
to
have been
disagree.
a
No, no, no,
really
no.
nice guy, but
I will give the French one thing. You can trust them on having strikes all the time.
And great food.
That's only because they have it available, not so much because they're French.
that's only because they're on strike all the time.
Yeah,
They have
they
time
have
to
time to
cook
make
great
food.
food.
Exactly. Look, I'm not gonna do anything for 12 hours straight besides screaming my lungs out in the middle of the street. Of course, I want good food while I'm on my break.
Yeah, of course.
Mm, really?
And truthfully, I had a wonderful French teacher that taught at university. She was great. So yeah, I don't like generalization of any kind of people. So
Don't trust Parisians.
no, because she was a Parisian, center Parisian. She was. Oh, she is. I hope she's still alive because she was wonderful. Had an immense amount of knowledge. I truly respect her. So no, I don't like generalization of any kind of people. So also not from a country.
Yeah.
Tough
Well,
luck on you, but no, I'm not doing
it's
that.
the individual that breaks the.
Yeah, but you don't know the rest of the 10 million Parisians.
No, for sure.
So
I know. I do know that it's a very unsafe city. I do know that it's a very ugly city.
yeah, and that's all.
Dirty.
Yeah, but that's all opinion based.
No.
Yeah,
They
that-
are definitely. Paris is very unsafe. It is very.
Yeah. But that's also. I've been in Paris for 3 weeks,
Yeah.
2 weeks, and I
Mike,
never felt unsafe. I never had any trouble. All the people that I talked to, because one, I do not speak French, so I had to talk to them in English, and they were all nice. They all showed me the way. I could order everything I wanted in English. I do not have any bad experiences in Paris. So yeah, you can go on whatever rant you have because your ex was the most awful person in the world, and that is what it is. But
No, but like
yeah, no, his ex was
my ex was
certified crazy.
yeah certified crazy, like confirmed.
aren't they all? I mean,
What?
seriously, aren't they all?
Well, that's why I got this one. No, like last
Well,
thing I know,
you didn't pick her up at Borders or the whatever the bookstore is in the Netherlands, the big bookstore. Um, um,
no, like last thing I know from my French ex is that she is locked up somewhere in a psych ward.
lucky bastard.
Yeah, I know. Free food and bedding. Like I'm
No, I mean you. She's locked up. Um, believe me. I was the envy of all my coworkers at the factory because my first wife got herself arrested for stealing a car in Florida, and she was locked up for 5 years. And they're going, "You motherfucker! How did you manage that?" I'm going,
she did it herself.
all I did was, light the blue touch paper and stand well back. It's like any firework. Just expect the explosion to happen and get out of the way.
Yeah. No, but like
And yeah, seriously, and now Now I'm having to deal with her biological son,
Mm.
who is technically my stepson, but I refuse to claim him as such, trying to get visitation rights with his biological son,
Mm-hmm.
who is not happy about the situation.
But
I
they can
know, I
in the
know.
Netherlands they could not get you for that.
Well, not me. I am the court appointed
Oh, for fuck's sake.
guardian for
Ah.
the grandson
Ah,
to monitor these visitations. I am
ah,
the
Ah.
I am the only person either side of this family can decide on is trustworthy.
oh, for,
And I'm going, you do realize I am me. I will tell the truth. I will tell all of the truth. And I will speak it to anybody that is willing to
to
listen.
listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can't get away with anything. I know you're not trying to get away with anything. The child is traumatized.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I shouldn't say this while we're being recorded. I really shouldn't. No, seriously. No, Thesis, don't laugh. But my grandson was discovered in a very horrible situation.
Mm.
And when this discovery took place, my unclaimed stepson was passed out in a car in a driveway with his girlfriend under the influence of very, very illegal
Mm-hmm.
drugs. And my grandson was in a cardboard box
Mm.
locked inside a chicken coop.
Yeah. There's so many
Yeah.
levels of
No,
love.
no, no. I mean, it gets worse. Believe me.
But maybe that's not the place
Yeah. This is
to
not
discuss
place
that.
No,
for it.
it's not.
No.
It's not. It's not. But um, I've told people
It
time and
was
time
bad.
again.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
told people time and time again. I am me. I am honest. I will tell the truth every time.
Yep.
Um, but no, this is a green room subject
Yeah.
where we can talk with Uncle Carl being therapist. Uh, and I will shout a little bit because it still upsets me.
Of
But
course.
it it was years ago. But now
Mhm.
I'm having to be the referee
Mm-hmm.
for said father, in quotes, trying to get visitation with his son who wants nothing to do with him, who will luckily be of legal age in about 3 years.
Mm.
And he can make his own choices after that. And
Mhm.
I am hoping he chooses wisely. It's up to him. I've done my best to tell him that
Mhm.
he can make up his own mind about anything ever, except in this instance, a judge has told us we need to do this because that's the law.
Mhm.
Mhm.
When the boy is 18, he can go, Dad, piss off. And after that, he can go his own way. Um,
Yeah, we
he, he's being raised by my stepdaughter, who I'm proud of, who is my erstwhile stepson, who I'm not proud of, sister, and
Mhm.
she has made it her life's work to rescue children in unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah, that is what my mom has been doing for the last 35 years.
If there's a child in need somewhere,
Yeah, my mom will take them. Yeah.
exactly. My
Yeah.
my daughter will and notice I didn't say stepdaughter that time. She is my daughter. I mean, seriously. Uh, it might be because my soul says she is,
Oh yeah.
but she's no blood relation to me. But I managed to make an influence, a difference in her life, so that she changed herself
Mhm.
from being what her mother, the sociopath, tried to make her be, to her own person.
Yeah.
And she has learned compassion and love and uh, a love of learning things. And she got the love of learning things from me. She got the compassion from me. Uh, I don't know how I got it right. I really don't know how I got it right, but
Well,
I'm
you were
glad I
there.
did.
That's one of the things. Like a lot of people underestimate. Like you're there as an actual parent. And rather than just being a father or a mother, or you are an actual parent. You're a dad or a mom, and
Well,
um, what's a really big thing too, that gets understated as in current culture is that usually children that are in bad situations with parents, if they have a stable dad, they are often a lot better off than the ones that have a stable mom. And they are a lot better off if they grow up with their stable dad rather than their mom.
And why is that?
Um,
I would take exception to that because
no, no, no,
I
no, don't get me wrong.
no, no,
Um,
no. I'm
great,
I'm just
lot of
saying.
great moms that are doing a great work, but
Yes, yes.
generally,
I have
children get
known
with their
several
mom.
single mothers that have had to struggle with deadbeat dads that have turned out exceptional kids
Oh yeah,
time and time again. It's not the gender of the parent, it's the determination to give them a good life or at least impart some sort of um, value system that they can learn from and follow. Um,
yeah.
and Rob from Atomic Snack Bar is it Stack Bar? Oh God, sorry, Rob,
Called of Carl.
for life. Yeah. Uh, hey, if you need a therapist, Carl's only a green room away. Appointments can be made every Friday on Discord. Uh, and you don't even have to turn your camera on. Just talk. Um, no, the thing about my daughter, I, I, I turned her loose with my library, and I told her, she can make her life anything she wants it to be as long as she's willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
And she did. Her brother said, "No, I'd rather break into people's houses and steal shit."
Mhm. Quick money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh, work, that's for losers. Uh, yeah, right. That's why I have half a million frickin' dollars now, because I worked all my life. Um,
No, like it's really the same with my half brother and I. Um, like I have very few good things to say about my brother. Actually, I don't have
you
anything
you
good to say about my brother.
you have
Um,
never talked about your family with us before,
no,
and
I have a biological, so fully biological sister and a half brother that is from a different dad but the same mom. Um, he is he's trouble. That's literally the description I'm gonna give him. He is trouble. He will always call when he needs money. That is the only thing that he will ever call for. He is he has narcissistic personality disorder, which my mom has too. Um, and that is a very rough situation to be in. Therefore, my sister decided that my mom is no longer in her life, and I completely respect that. And in the same vein, I have decided that the first time that I'm going to see my brother again is when my mom dies, because I'm literally I'm the last person she has. Um,
so
and I'm
at the
okay with that.
funeral, you're gonna punch him really hard.
Exactly.
Uh,
That's like, okay, now we're done. Like, this
mhm.
is over. I'm never going to see you again. But that is the first time that I'm going to see him next. Um, and he sometimes still tries to reach out, and I'm like, no, the things you've done to me that came up um, through my adulthood mean that I no longer ever want to see you again. Um, but yeah,
I
he is 6 years older than me and hasn't worked a day in his life. Um, Gets government support because he has ADHD, which supposedly I have too, but I'm not sure where. Um, and
You can actually have a job. That's where your ADHD is. Um,
yeah, like I, uh,
instead of being a worthless motherfucker, you can actually hold a job. Uh,
yeah,
that's a
well,
mental illness nowadays.
I
Uh,
very early on decided that I would never be him. And that sounds,
no, it doesn't sound.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no, no.
it's perfectly sensible.
yeah, like I just never would be him.
You had a negative example that you said no.
I had a very good negative example. Um, and it meant that I made decisions that were very negative for me as a person. Um, like I lost a lot of creativity doing construction because I wasn't allowed to be me. Um, and yeah, like there were points in my life where alcohol and drugs were very much a relief um, because I did not want to be him um, to
Well,
the fullest of extents.
that's
Um,
that's understandable, and
on the other
I'm
hand, like,
I'm glad you found another outlet other
yeah,
than than those particular two. Um, Not that I'm trying to shame,
No, I know.
because my God, I've probably done more drugs than anybody in your entire country collectively. Uh, uh, hey, I went to college in the 70s. I mean, seriously,
Yeah, exactly. Like,
we were not into experimentation. This was full scale research.
exactly. Like,
We wrote up papers and stuff. Of course,
but
we rolled them afterwards, but uh, oh
um,
God,
I never wanted to be useless, and that's what he is. He's literally useless. He's literally just mooching off of everybody around him. If it's not energy, then it's money. If it's not money, then it's literally just
life energy,
yeah, like
uh, a vampire.
yeah, and always on.
I just realized we've been going for almost 4 hours.
Yeah, no, we've been going on. Uh, we're getting to that
Now,
point where
welcome to my world, people.
this happened a few times before.
I know, but my brain never shuts off.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Uh, I actually have to take medication, over the counter medication, to get my brain to shut the fuck up so I can sleep. Otherwise, I would be up from noon till damn near noon the
Mm,
next day. Um, this this is the mind of a writer. My usual biological clock says go to bed at 3 a.m.,
mm.
wake up at 10 a.m. Doesn't matter what fucking time zone you're in.
No,
It's
I
like that's all you need, and you're good to go. And my wife is going, but I wanted to go shopping, and I'm going, honey, set
go
the
ahead.
alarm. Um,
Bye. No,
no, no,
like
no, no.
I'm
She's
very much an early bird though, and Luce
yeah,
and I both.
my wife has PTSD from a car wreck, so I have to drive everywhere outside of this county
Mm,
because that's where it gets fucking dangerous to drive. And
yeah.
she is terrified, absolutely non functionally terrified. Um, it, she can go anywhere inside the county because it's very rural. It's almost entirely pastures and hayfields and churches and little bitty towns with 500 people in them. But next county, where all the stores are and the shopping centers are,
Uh,
it's
it's a lot
trafficy.
busier.
And I'm going, okay, honey, got this shit. I I was born to drive.
Oh yeah. No, that's not cocaine. That is homemade.
It looks
Herb,
like
herb
it
bread.
looks like blue.
No, we're butter
Herb butter.
from
It
our
looks
own
like
herb
blue
garden from our
cheese. I'm
balcony.
sorry. Um,
Yeah, no, I know. Um,
it
no,
might be herb buddy, but I ain't smoking it. It looks a little too wet. Um,
just a
and
bit. You know,
actually,
she's very subtly making breakfast for us, so I'm gonna have to hop in a bit.
I do have a confession to make. I have not done any illegal in the U.S. drugs in almost 50 years.
Yeah, no, it's been almost 10 years for me too. Like,
And I'm only 66 years old, and I'm going, dude, that gives you a very narrow window to experience college. Um,
no, actually, 2015, 2016, yeah, thereabouts. So 8, 9 years for me. Like, I quit smoking 2 years ago. Nearly 2 years. Still, wake up from dreams sometimes going, I was smoking in my dream. Why was I smoking in my dreams? It's that bad an addiction. Um,
well, I still have, like hunting, I still have the skills I was raised with, but I no longer use them.
yeah, essentially,
Uh,
like I can roll a smoke. I can roll tobacco like
I can roll a
no other.
spliff, but
Ain't gonna.
no. I
You better
mean,
not.
No,
seriously, uh, I have better things to do with my
exactly.
electric bill. Uh, I mean, and
Yeah, no.
that's about what it costs nowadays. Is
Yeah,
my electric bill and probably our grocery bill. I mean, seriously, I I'd rather spend $300 on groceries than I would on $300 on something I can roll and smoke.
yeah, exactly.
Um,
Well, I mean, it was about 15 euros when I quit smoking 2 years ago. It's not double. So 15 euros for a 50-gram pack, which is about 1.5 ounce over rolling tobacco. Because I rolled my smokes, as you remember, probably.
4 minutes.
All right, there we go. That's my cue. 4 minutes. And I rolled like 30 or 40 smokes a day. I mean, you probably remember that too. Um, and one of those packs would last me three
Mike
days.
Jimmy, I will say that it went from 1970s,
Uh-huh.
$35 a week, to 2000s, $500 a week.
Yeah,
And I said, no more. I've got better things to do with this money.
exactly.
No, uh, it's fun, it's entertaining,
Yeah,
it's relaxing, but you know, I can listen to the Moody Blues and get the exact same effect
exactly.
without having to spend 500 freaking dollars a week. And
All right.
people don't understand that. They're just going, but you're so laid back, and I'm going, that's because that's my personality.
Mhm.
Yeah, like
It's got it's got nothing to do with how stoned I am because I'm not. It's got to
like
do with how comfortable I am in being me.
yeah,
And once you learn how to be comfortable being yourself, there's an entire world open to you that you can
exactly.
explore without any fear whatsoever because the no cop can arrest you for being comfortable being yourself. There's no law against learning new stuff. There's no
No,
restriction on learning about other countries and other traditions and other histories and things. There's nothing that stands in your way because you're not throwing a third to half of your income away every week.
Yeah.
Um, sorry. Uh, I'd rather watch Rob's videos from Atomic Snack Bar than catch a buzz. But
Yeah.
it's almost the same thing, except there are no drugs involved.
No, but
Uh,
that's the thing too. Like I love just taking a walk or um
mm,
going cycling. I don't do well on weed. I love ecstasy. Like I am absolutely a raver. I love just the popping a pill and going for 12 hours dancing my ass off. I'm a good dancer too, even without the drugs. Uh, but the thing is, like, that is recreation. That is me getting out for a specific thing. I don't need those things. I needed alcohol to get through the day for a good long while because my colleagues were awful. The moment I quit that job, I
you no
stopped drinking
longer
as
needed
well.
that impulse anymore.
Yeah, but
Um,
it's my cue because there is someone going. We're going for breakfast now. So
um, don't worry. We've already gone damn near 4 hours on a
yep.
2 hour show.
Yeah.
Uh, and thank you, Mike Jimmy. Thank you, Luce. Thank you, Aurora, for guest starring, because you were the guest star. And thank
He's
you,
asleep in her bed
Thesis,
again.
for sitting here going, you boring motherfuckers. I'd rather be swinging a sword at somebody. Um,
Honestly, you think if I really wanted to do that, I wouldn't? There's one right here.
Right?
It's right
yeah,
there.
and that's the pretty one too. Um,
Why do you think it's right by my desk?
'Cause it's pretty. The
Uh
same
huh.
way with okay, I'm not gonna say that because 'cause I'm in the US. Um,
All right, guys. I'm getting some eyes on me going, when are you going to quit? So thank you so much. It has
good
always, as
night
always,
good
it's
night, Mike Jimmy.
been a great
Thank
fun.
you very, very much. Give Lucen and Aurora a hug from all of us.
Will
Yes.
do.
Thank you.
And take care, guys.
Good night. And Thesis?
Carl's gonna have fun watching this one tomorrow.
No, he's not.
He'll tap out when Donna leaves. Be like, "All right, I'm done."
No, he'll go through the entire 4 hours and go, "You sons of bitches." Oh God. Okay. Give Foxy a hug for us.
Will do.
Uh, and Kitty when you see her, because I don't think she lives near you. I'm not
No, she's in
sure.
Canada.
Oh, she's in Canada. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Um. Well, seriously. Um. Kitty, I don't know you, but I have come to love you. And Foxy, I do know you a little bit, and I absolutely adore you. And Thesis, you are more amazing than you give yourself credit for, and I love you too.
Yeah, I love you too, man.
And on that note, I'm going to take my drunk ass off to YouTube and watch probably the drunken electrician explain history that nobody has ever covered in that particular manner before. If you've never watched uh, pet electrician videos on YouTube. This guy is one of the best history teachers that has ever existed. It's not safe for public consumption, but he tells it exactly the way it was. He researches everything carefully, and he talks a lot like me, but more eloquently, or at least more redneckly. Um, and he's from up near Aunt Donna and Uncle Carl's neck of the woods. So,
Hmm.
unsub podcast, pet electrician. These are the recommendations I'm giving folks, and thank you for allowing me to, shall we say, screw up your childhood. Uh, like actually understanding what Over the Rainbow is all about, um, or what Pink Floyd actually means. Um, that's a discussion for another day.
Mhm.
Um, Good night, Thesis. I'm going to hit the end stream here now. And, oh, we're 4 hours and 5 seconds in. So that's that's a good time to go.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my wife is going to kill me. Good night.
Good night.